how DNA works. Not just what it is, but how it works. And the way it works is that you have the same DNA molecule in every cell in your body. So how does a cell in your eye know that it's an eye cell, and a cell in your skin know that it's a skin cell? The way that it knows is through epigenetic switch positions. In other words, all the genes on your DNA can be turned on or off through what we call epigenetic switches. And one of the ways that a gene can be turned off is for a molecule to bond on top of a gene and physically cover it. You know, a molecule gets stuck on the DNA on the side and is physically covering the gene can no longer do its function. Well, there's one of these molecules that covers up the gene that makes the telomerase enzyme. And statistically, by the time you're an adult, in any given cell, that gene will be covered. And so what we do, what cycloestrogenol does, is it's a molecule that is sourced from the root of the astragalus plant. And that molecule just happens to have a particular shape that it can get underneath the molecule that blocks the telomerase enzyme gene and pop it off.
So now the interesting thing about this molecule is it has to be concentrated pretty heavily. Can you talk about the concentration?
I'll talk about both those topics. We have to concentrate 40,000 times. You would have to eat 1,000 pounds of astragalus root in a year to get the same amount of cycloestrogenol that you should be taking.
And this, hence the cost.
That's what makes it expensive. It's not just the 1,000 pounds of astragalus root, it's also the process to purify it. And the reason, and this is why it's so important to go to 98% purity, as Michelle was saying, because if you concentrate anything 40,000 times, you want to make sure you don't bring along something bad for the ride. For instance, broccoli has iron in it. You know, and that's a good thing. That's one of the reasons why we eat broccoli. But if you were to concentrate the iron in broccoli 40,000 times, you would not want to eat that. You would get iron poisoning.
Right.
And the same thing is true with the astragalus root. And so we purify to 98% purity so that we're sure we're just getting that astragalus, that cycloestrogenol through.
So as far as we know, there's one other, game in town, and they kind of market it online through anti-aging clinics, et cetera, for $840 for a 30-day supply. And you mentioned that they're running a test on roughly 500 people. Can you talk a little bit about that? That's interesting to me.
There's currently a lifespan study ongoing,
okay.
A human lifespan study ongoing, and at some point in the not too distant future, we should get the results from that. In the meantime, there are a number of mouse studies and human studies that aren't lifespan, but that look at different aspects, like telomere length, like the health of the organs, of certain biomarkers like cholesterol and blood pressure and things like that have been studied in humans and in mice.
Interesting. And the 41 peer studies, anything you want to comment on that?
There have just been so many studies, and they've been done by Harvard, they've been done by UCLA, Whittier College, the Spanish National Cancer Institute. There's just been a number of different respectable organizations that have gone in. Some of them have looked at the mouse or the human, and some of them have looked at individual cells. Like, for instance, one test that I especially like, they took the cells, put them under the microscope and induced them to divide as many times as they could. And with the cycloestrogenol, they were able to go way past that 70 cell division point.
Interesting. I loved your philosophy that there's a reverence to aging and there's a reverence to anti-aging, or going retro, if you will. Talk a little bit about that, because this is not an overnight thing. This is a process.
No, this is not a magic pill. This is tying into the way your DNA works and basically turning on a switch that was normally off. That just allows the body to do something it would normally do if that switch were on. And so it's not an instantaneous thing. Aging is not instantaneous. Aging takes years and decades to happen. Going the other way takes a while as well. So some people can experience some benefits right away if they happen to have a certain condition that's telomere limited, but other people, it's your whole body that is this wound caused by aging. And so you have to heal that whole body, and that does take time and patience.
Does any of this sound interesting to anybody? How many of you people, when you hear this, you want it right now? I mean, do you feel that way? Yes, I know. So will you reenact a conversation with me?
Sure.
Okay, so, we're trying to work on a skin product. Are you the guy that makes it internally?
I'm the guy who makes the internal version, but there's a skin version, there's an internal version.
Really?
And the skin version concentrates it on the skin so that you can see that direct improvement there. And the internal version is what covers all your whole body.
And then you have a patent application on the internal version. Can you talk a little bit about that?
That's correct. On the enteric coating, which allows us to get 3 times more of the active ingredient to the cells.
So I'm reenacting a conversation right now. Ready and take. Can we do business with you?
Yes, absolutely.
Can we have exclusivity in this industry?
In the MLM space, we're happy to give you exclusivity and even more in order to get this thing launched.
Because I want to go retro. Can we sign a contract?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, with great pride, I introduce you to the new product called Retro May. Big round of applause for Rex Hodge, please. Rex, thank you. Thank you, Rex. So in the process of getting to this skincare, we were so intrigued by the story and the studies on the cycloestrogenol that, I know, it just rolls off your tongue, that Michelle, bless her heart, was talking to Rex the whole time and just tolerating me and said, Ron, I can put you with this guy. And I said, get him here to the fly-in last month. So he came to the fly-in, bless his heart, and we sat down at the table and we had the most amazing conversation. He got to experience what you experienced today, and we were fortunate and blessed enough to negotiate the internal version as well, exclusively ours, patent application pending, etc., right here in Forever Green FGXpress as part of your farmer's market. So congratulations, guys. And yes, it is here today. Thanks to you. Thanks to this girl right here. You're back on, right? Okay, wait. Before Michelle goes, I want to hit a video because we're going to now move into the external, because here's what happened.
Can I just say one thing?
No.
But it has to do with this.
Go ahead. Yes, please do. Are you kidding? Of course.
I just want to stress, though, we had hoped to have it here today, and because of a Chinese holiday, we didn't get it. But what we are doing is you can get pre-ordered. I have a limited amount, so if you want it, you better get it and pay for it. Because as soon as it comes in, which we're predicting it should be here in about 2 to 3 weeks, we will ship it right out to you. We will not run your card until it's here. But I cannot stress, I have a limited amount. If we end up getting more orders, I'll put another order in immediately. But we don't have that many bottles that we ordered. We did a small run. So if you're going to get it, you better go order it
today. And so you know, the way we're handling this is there's a retail price, okay? And it's almost half price of what the competitor's price is. There's a wholesale price, which is roughly half price of what the competitor's price is. And then there's a family price that's about a third of the price of your competitor's price, okay? So this is going to be very special when you start looking at your family pricing in the farmer's market as it pertains to build and buy. Your whole leverage of having an auto ship on file is going to connect you to things like this. So Michelle, thank you so much. We're going to now go on to the next segment, because as we found this out, there was one group of scientists that saw all the studies on this ingredient. And they were so intrigued that they said, we have a technology that we can apply for patents and everything and convert this into a skin/topical thing. And Michelle, again, was talking to them, and she put us in touch and tolerated me during this whole process, and we got with them. And by the way, there was a bidding war going on with them. Other MLMs, much bigger than us. Just everybody was trying to get it. But we pulled out the envelope, we showed them what we were doing, and we were able to also negotiate the envelope model exclusively around the world with this next ingredient. And Craig, I'd like you, before Michelle goes on, I'd like you to hit play so you can kind of get a little essence of what we're talking about here. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy Beauty Strip's video.
Well, when we're first born, We have tons of collagen and elastin in our skin. We have a lot more water, we're hydrated. And then, of course, as time goes on, our diets aren't very good. We're exposed to toxins, exposed to sun damage, and all these things play a factor in how our skin looks. When you think about, can I slow the aging process of the skin? My brain always goes to, absolutely you can. I'm in my 50s. You notice at that age that your skin starts to sag a little bit. It's not as tight as it once was. The difference between a raisin and a grape is moisture, and it's the same thing with your skin. I have been formulating things for about 10 years now. I formulated things from supplements that you would take internally, as well as lotions. I have a passion to touch people's lives. I want to change people's courses like I've changed my own. And I want to empower people to know that you can do this. You can make these changes. It's interesting. I always think, when my husband and I go to the beach, we always notice how after we leave, our hair and our skin just feels so much better. The ocean has so many natural ingredients that are very beneficial to us. Beauty Strip system consists of course, our kelp mask. That is proprietary. We have an exclusive on it. It's loaded with minerals. It's loaded with vitamins. It's loaded with amino acids. It's loaded with a lot of nutrients that's really good for us. I think one of the things I like about kelp so much is its ability to help remove impurities from your body, especially your skin. It helps to calm skin, soothe it. It's a wonderful thing that you can use. It's designed for soothing, lifting, and tightening the skin. Then we have our serum. That, again, proprietary ingredients. The only place you can find it is here. And you're going to use that daily. We're also using peptides, and there's a lot of research and studies to support peptides and how they help to tighten, to reduce the appearance of wrinkles, to plump the skin, to add, increase moisture in the skin. And so we're using those also. We're also using a stabilized form of vitamin C, and there's tons of research showing how important vitamin C is to the skin, helping to protect as far as antioxidants and things like that. Hyaluronic acid is really important for the skin. Again, it's a known ingredient that you want in your skincare as far as helping to reduce the appearance of wrinkles. Whenever you come out with a product, you need to do case studies. It's always important to do case studies where and when you can, and especially when you're talking about a skincare product. Once we finalized the formula, I immediately started some case studies, and what I saw in 3 to 4 weeks was literally remarkable. Everyone I've given it to so far is like, oh my gosh, I love this stuff. And even when you look at our serum, it has the consistency and it has this look like liquid pearls. This product is amazing. When you put it on your skin, it feels amazing. It absorbs really well. It keeps your skin hydrated. It's been really fun to see people's outcome as they're using it. They love it.
Coming from Asia, the mask is not a new thing. But a mask made out of the kelp, which I eat every day, and I believe the health benefit of the kelp, that's amazing to me.
I think that the kelp mask is going to be loved by everybody all over the world.
And of course, with our serum, with a cutting-edge technology, cutting-edge ingredients.
This business model is so unique. I've never seen anything quite like this. In fact, being able to ship a product, a personal care product, a facial product, a skincare product, in an envelope the size of a greeting card, I mean, that's unbelievable. And I think that we're a category creator.
We all want to feel good. We all want to look good. I think that's everybody's wish around the world. It doesn't matter what culture, what background, what language you speak. I think we all have the same goal. Feeling warm, feeling love, feeling confident within ourselves, within our own beauty.
They look funny walking across in front of it like this. It's not people. It's just things. So what do you guys think? The first skincare in an envelope model. Nobody's ever done this before. I have to really thank our marketing team. The artwork that they did on this and the things they did were unbelievably amazing. I was so impressed and so grateful for all the time that everybody put into this. Now, this is an amazing product. I've had so much fun working on this and working with people to develop it. Now, let's talk about the serum, wait, I'm missing a slide. One of the key ingredient in this